Someone saw you recently while you were minding your own business, while you were by yourself with the Four of Swords to this collective who resonates, but they saw you alone walking around. And what I see here with these buildings and everything is that there may have been other people around or around you. Maybe you're out in public, maybe you were shopping, but there was someone who was watching you and you didn't notice them watching you, and you stood out. Basically, is what I'm trying to say to the crowd. Okay, so I want to get to the bottom of this, to this collective, but there was something about you recently that caught somebody's attention. I'm getting the sense it's probably more than one person, but you were by yourself, not not necessarily looking like lonely or anything, but you were just minding your own business, walking somewhere or doing just something, and multiple people were around, and there's just people that saw you. That's what I have so far. So with the Two of Swords, it created an inner conflict. So somebody saw you, and it created like a reaction, and it what I'm sensing is that they had this certain idea about you, as far as maybe they haven't seen you for a minute, for a while. Maybe they haven't gotten that much information on you, but this person assumed that you were dealing with some kind of hardships, or maybe they heard that you were dealing with some hardships, and they assumed that you were going to look and act and portray yourself in a certain way. When they saw you walking by, you flipped that over into like, you changed that completely. Like, they got the completely wrong idea about you as far as how they thought you would turn out to be. This might have been someone that hasn't seen you for a while, maybe years. And so, oh, okay, so Ten of Pentacles in reverse. It says here family dispute, but it I'm getting the sense here for this collective that this was someone, if it's not actual family, this is someone who felt like a family member or close friend, or maybe it was in a work environment. And you know how they say, we're like a family here, or things like that. And it wasn't the case. Maybe, like, I don't know, this just, I'm getting the sense that you're not part of a group anymore, or maybe a certain place, like a certain job, or friend group. And with the King of Swords here, they realize that you actually have come up as far as authoritative. You may or may not have like reached higher levels of leadership, but you come across as that. When they see you walking by, you look like you have boss energy. You have boss energy. And so let's see what else here. They thought that you would be suffering. Three of Wands in reverse. It says here impatient. And you know what I'm getting the sense with this card here, let me put it upright so you can see, is they thought they knew your trajectory of your life. And it's not what they thought. And they were being impatient with you as far as where you were heading in your life. I'm getting the sense this probably is a person that placed judgment at the time that they were in your life, thinking that you may not reach the potential that you ended up reaching now, or they just didn't believe in you. Okay? So with the World card in reverse, it says unfinished. Okay? You're just starting. But the World card is really starting to show like you're stepping onto the world stage in a certain way, and they're seeing that. And this person, and it's in reverse, like you stood out to them, like in the beginning it was like you're by yourself, but in the World card, like you didn't see them. You were standing there like sitting on top of the world. That's what you look like to this person. I want to know who this is, just so you can get an idea. Let's get some initials, maybe how they physically look like. But to this collective, yeah, there's someone, maybe more than one, but at least one person who just saw you. You didn't see them. You didn't see them. Or maybe you got a glimpse and you just kept it moving. Maybe that, yeah. But basically, they just saw you and it shifted their perspective on you by simply just seeing you. By simply just seeing you. Four of Swords, yeah. I'm getting the sense with the Four of Swords, that you were able to do it on your own. Like you were able to heal on your own. You were able to become more empowered all on your own. Look, remember this card? These people left you hanging. These people left you feeling alone, and you were able to do it alone. You proved them so wrong without even trying. This is why you're coming across this tarot reading, because who else is going to tell you like this? You know what I mean? Okay, so this is to describe how they look like. It's sword energy. Sword energy is about brown hair, green or hazel or brown eyes. And they're good communicators. Zodiac signs: Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Okay, let's see. Any initials? U. It's a very unique initial, but sometimes vowels come out to help spell out a name. But there's U, D, first or last name initials D. What else? What else, Spirit? Who is this? T. Let's see. First or last name initials T. I'm getting the sense it's more than one person, honestly. O. I don't know if this spells anything yet. It does spell duo. Interesting. Something about a duo. Yeah, you know what? There was two people. There was at least two people that were like, hey, I know who that is. And that's how good they look. That's how powerful they seem. Look, D, another D in the bottom. So especially D for people in this collective here. One more card. One more initial. Whoa, somebody's running. Guess what letter that is? The person with the letter, hold on here. The person with the letter G doesn't want you to know that they saw you. But who do you know with the first or last name initials G? Brown hair. They possibly brown hair, brown eyes. Maybe green or hazel eyes. Maybe Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But they're good communicators. If they're not good communicators, they admire your communication skills too, because sword energy, remember earlier I had King of Swords. Remember, this is like confirmation. Swords. You have this authoritative boss energy to you, and they admire it. And they're intimidated by it too.